Death is a concept known by humans. It happens every day. In sync with every breath of ours, every movement, at least one of the 8 billion on this planet has ceased to be. Many philosophical views have arisen with their own opinions on death. Socrates believed that death led to either the blank wall of a dreamless sleep or the door opening to a passage to yet another life. Zhuangzi pronounced that death was just another ritual to be celebrated, like a going away party for a grand journey to another phase of existence. Marcus Aurelius summed it up well. You could live life right now, let that determine what you do and say and think.
Despite the reality of our life glaring mortality, how do we keep on living with a purpose every day? Nihilism say that there's no higher reason to strive for or live a meaningful life because life is inherently without meaning or purpose. Oppositely, absolutism believes in living fully in the present, appreciating the beauty and experiences of life, and recognizing the impossible grandeur of existence. While existentialism emphasizes the individual's freedom and responsibility in creating meaning in a meaningless world, that is a central aspect of this perspective, highlighting the finitude of human existence and need for authentic living. The ancient thinkers behind these movements have given their insights on death. But what about the youths of today?
Ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan.
Kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan.
Ang kabataan! Pilipinong kabataan! Ang pag-asa ng bayan.
Ano sinabi ni Rizal na kabataan ang
Ang
pag-asa?
kabataan.
Kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan.
Kabataan.
Mga kabataan, ang sisilbing pag-asa ng bayan.
The oldest members of Gen Z stands at 30 years old, while the rest of them fall to someone aged between 12 to 29, including your pompous narrators here. In a way, this generation has only just begun, a generation so far away from death. You may wonder if they even think about it all. Is there a difference as to how the older generations think of the inevitable? Come with us to find out.
안녕하세요. 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 Ka doon?
Hi.
Hi ka dito.
Hello. Hi.
Let's first start with introduction. What is your name?
My name is Sebastian Juanillo, third year nursing student.
My name is Joesatriani Juanillo. I am from URS Binaon and ang course ko is BSIT. I am first year.
Okay.
My name is Tita Ome.
Asa ang antas ka na ng buhay mo?
Nasa antas na ako ng pagod na pagod sa paglalaba at pagluluto everyday. Na may asawang matigas ang ulo din.
Ano na siya guys? Kasal na?
Yes, I'm married. I have 2 children.
Yung in-interview lang kanina, yun lang din yung mga yun.
Yes.
Isang angkan yung in-interview na. What does death mean to you?
So death as a nursing student, yun yung failure ng organs, yung wala ng oxygen, wala ng heartbeat, talagang di na gumagalaw.
So you view death on a biological standpoint.
Oo.
Biological!
So yun ang death para sa akin, yun talaga ang inaano ko na talagang death na talaga.
Actually. Wait lang. Para sa akin, death is actually ang tao kasi meron tayong non-thinking entity tsaka thinking entity. Yung non-thinking entity, sila yung mga physical form ng tao. And then yung thinking entity naman, yung soul. So para sa akin, ang death is actually namatay lang yung non-thinking entity which is yung physical form ng tao. Pero yung soul talaga natin is mapupunta pa sa, sabi nila mayroong everlasting life daw. So para sa akin yung death, yun lang talaga siya. Parang kalahati lang ng parte ng buhay.
So parang hindi talaga siya katapusan ba?
Oo.
Para sa akin, yun, kamatayan dito sa lupa. Yung physical body mo, mamamatay. Mawawalan ka na ng hininga, ng heartbeat. Iiwan mo yung mga taong nauna ka. So, nahuli sila. That's death for me.
If you knew you had only 1 year left to live, what would you do?
Pag meron lang akong 1 year to live, so syempre, spend time talaga sa family na habang ginagawa yung gusto ko. So, kunyari, magta-travel ako kasi gusto mo travel. Gusto kong kumain ng mga pagkain na hindi ko pa nakakain, kasama yung family ko. Sila yung may iwan kasi once na mawala ako. So, as much as kahit 1 year lang, hanggat kaya kong ma-spend yun sa family. So, sa kanila ko yung isi-spend, kasama sila.
Siguro para sa akin, gagawin ko yung yung huling part talaga ng dapat gawin ng isang tao, yung mag-serve kay God.
Wow.
Yes. Yung parang mag-share ako ng, matututo ako, and also mag-share ako ng mga moral galing sa Bible, tsaka yung mga turo, ganun. Magiging maka-Diyos ako.
Yun ba purpose mo sa buhay?
Oo.
Okay.
Yun yung last na gagawin ko kapag talaga.
Hindi mo purpose sa buhay.
Pero purpose ko yun, parang gagawin ko yun syempre, ginagawa ko naman talaga yun, pray ako, ganun. Pero parang maging focus, kasi nga syempre, may mga buhay-buhay pa.
Typical answer, syempre, you will spend your last days with your family. Pero syempre, kasama doon, bilang Kristiyano, hindi ka lang magre-ready physically. Syempre, spiritually, kailangan maging ready ka. Dahil naniniwala ako na ang tao mamamatay dito sa lupa, pero mabubuhay na kasama niya sa paraiso. So, kiniklaim ko yun, na meron akong life after death sa langit dahil kay Kristo.
Afterlife baga.
Hindi ako naniniwala sa you only live once. Hindi totoo yun. We have life, we have everlasting life in Christ.
Next question. What's something you want to accomplish before you die?
Yung gusto kong ma-accomplish, parang walang exact na kumbaga, kunyari, gusto kong ma-accomplish magkaroon ng bahay. Hindi ganun. Parang ang pinakang sa accomplishment na gusto ko is kumbaga malaman yung purpose ko sa buhay. So, nandun sa akin yung ready na akong mamatay if nagawa ko na yung purpose ko. Kumbaga, nalaman ko yung purpose ko, nagawa ko siya, and kumbaga, nandun yung fulfillment na since okay na nga, naano ko yung purpose ko. So, parang wala nang regrets. Okay na. Yun na yung pinakang kumbaga na-accomplish ko before ako mamatay. Yun yung gusto kong talaga.
Right now, ano yung mga steps na ginagawa mo to find your purpose?
So, ngayon, para maano ko yung purpose ko sa buhay, syempre is yung bang living in the moment. So, kasi tumatanda ako, syempre, natututo ako. Marami akong nalalamang mga bagay-bagay na ngayon ko lang din nalalaman dahil nga ngayon ko lang siya na-face. So, yung journey ko na yun habang tumatanda ako, doon ko na-explore yung mga bagay na gusto ko, na feeling ko mako-connect siya doon sa magiging purpose ko nga sa buhay ko. Yes.
Sa mga tao naman, meron tayong ginagawang parang bucket list, ganun. Kunwari, gusto mong sumabit sa jeep, ay hindi. Yung mga masarap na pagkain, yung mga hindi mo pa natitikman, napupuntang lugar, ganun. Ganun gagawin ko bago ako mamatay.
Meron ka na bang bucket list talaga na nasulat na?
Wala.
Wala pa.
Hindi ko pa naiisip.
Sa akin, marami. Nasimulan ko yung nagpamilya ako, nagkaanak ako, nakapag-aral sila. Hopefully, makatapos sila, magkaroon sila ng sariling pamilya. Lagi kong hinihiling na gusto ko ma-witness yun bago ako mawala. Yung makita ko sila na gano'n, na nagkapamilya, nagkaanak.
Sariling buhay.
Oo, na okay na sila, settled na sila. Okay na ako doon. Wala na akong ibang hilingin pa.
How does thinking about death affect your daily decisions?
Feeling ko nag-a-apply din to sa lahat. Nagiging reckless ang mga decisions ng mga tao. So, akin nga personally, nagiging reckless ako. So, kapag iniisip ko na dadating yung time na mamamatay ako, parang may mga decisions na hindi ko na siya napag-iisipan. Regardless ng risk niya, gagawin ko siya. Kasi, what if hindi ko siya magawa? Dahil nga namatay na ako. Yung ganun.
May example ka ba?
Wala pa akong maisip. Wala, feeling ko lang talaga. Meron siguro, pero di ko lang maano. Yung hindi ko oo.
Hindi, kunyari, thinking about death, paano siya nakaka-affect sa paggawa mo ng ginagawa mong
Ay, hindi, so sabihin na lang natin, kunyari sa mga gala. Kunyari, meron nag-aya na, sir, tara, labas tayo, kain tayo. Tapos, minsan sa malayo. So, pag ako na, minsan, parang ito na lang yung chance eh. Kumbaga, ito na yung chance, sige, kunin na natin. Parang, go na, wala na akong isipin. Sige na. So, sige na, gumastos na ako. So, ganun. Sa mga times na ganun, nagiging reckless ako na pagka ganun, sige, go na yan. Kasi, naman, pwede ka na maipunin or something, ganun. So, yung mga ganun na pwede mo namang siyang gawin sa future na mas, na mas okay, na na mas maganda, ganun. Wala, hindi parang napipilit na ako. So, ang nangyayari tuloy, pagka nagawa ko na siya, biglang kinabukasan, bigla akong, may kailangan pala akong bayaran, may kailangan pala akong, since nga, ganun nga, kasi nga naging reckless ako, dahil nga naano ko na, parang ito lang kasi yung chance. So, kapag hindi ko pa to, pag di pa kami kumain dito, hindi na makakain dito ever. Yung ganun. So,
FOMO ba?
ganun. Ano yung FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
Oo. Yun, FOMO.
Ewan ko, kasi para sa akin parang wala siya. Since hindi naman natin kayang i-predict ang death, di ba? Meron kasing tinatawag na negative rheotaxis. Parang ano yon sa marine yon sa life. Kapag ang isda is nagsiswim sila sa current, parang hindi sila gumagalaw, pero gumagalaw sila dahil sa wave current. Basta ano siya, parang yung isda, kapag hindi talaga siya lumalangoy, pero lumalangoy siya dahil sa wave current, sinasabayan niyo yun. Yung wave.
Dumadaan lang sa galoy.
Or yung term is sinasabing, go with the flow.
Ayun!
Yeah. So, ganun yung sagot ko sa number 4 ba yun? Na ang death, syempre hindi nga natin mape-predict. So, ako, go with the flow ako. So, hindi na-apektuhan yung pag-decide ko sa pag-araw-araw.
So, like, thinking about that has given you the philosophical view of going with the flow.
Yes.
Wala, hindi ko siya kasi iniisip. Nagpe-pray ako na, yun nga, humaba buhay ko. Kasi gusto ko nga sila pang makita na ganun Ano ba yung naging bunga dun sa pagsisikap ko sa kanila? Yung naging pagsisikap namin mag-asawa para sa kanila. Gusto ko yung makita Gusto ko siya ma-witness. So, yung death, hindi siya umaano sa sarili ko. Although, lahat tayo dun pupunta. Pero, every time na nagpe-pray ako, lagi ko sinasabi, Panginoon, bigyan mo ko ng mahabang buhay. Gusto ko yung kasing makita. Hindi ako humihiling na masaganang buhay. Hindi ko siya hiniling. Lagi ko sinasabi, yung will niya, kung ano yung bibigay niya sa amin, tatanggapin ko. Ang lagi ko lang talagang hinihiling. Ganun, habaan niya yung buhay namin mag-asawa, yung mga anak ko, makasama ko, kahit yung mga kapamilya, lalo na sa mga anak ko nga. Kasi gusto ko yun makita. Kasi yun yung accomplish ng magulang kung ano yung nagiging bunga yung fruit ng naging pagsisikap mo during maliliit sila hanggang sa tumanda sila. Ayun.
If you could leave one message for future generations, what would it be?
Just living in the moment. Kasi lalo yung mga taong yung parang feeling nila wala nang nangyayari sa buhay nila. Lalo ngayon, ang na ng mga depression, sa mga ganun.
Na mental health.
Ang gusto kong sabihin na, just live in the moment. Kasi nga, hindi mo pa alam what's in store for you. Ganun. So, don't you want to find out kung ano yun. Diba? Nakaka-excite, diba? Nakaka-excite yung ganung feeling na what if may maganda. Kahit ngayon, nakakapagod, nakaka-stress na. Malay mo, kinabukasan, sa susunod na taon or after 5 years. Diba?
Walang siya mangyari.
Oo.
Since isa akong Diesta IT student, syempre, ang technology is nag-evolve yan generation to generation. So, hindi naman natin alam nga yung future. So, gusto ko lang sabihin sa inyo na ganun din sana kayo, na go with the flow. Mahirap naman talaga mag-assume kung kailan mangyayari yung mga masasamang bagay na mangyayari sa life natin. Kaya, ayun lang. Maging masaya, ganun. Gawa ng bucket list kahit na hindi naman natin alam kung magagawa natin yun kahit mamamatay tayo.
Kasi natural yung naging reckless tayo sa mga decision. Lalo na pagka mga bata pa.
You only live once.
Yun yung iniisip, no? You only live once. Pero sana mayroong time na hindi maging huli yung lahat. Na sana magkaroon ng pagkakataon na yung itama yung mga mali. Gawin yung mga dapat ginawa. Kasi ako sa sarili ko rin, iniisip ko yun na buti na lang hindi naging too late. Na ganito, na na-realize ko to. Kasi kapag bata ka, wala ka pang iniisip. Parang, eto lang, masaya to, masarap to. Pero sana ganun. Sana magkaroon ng time na itama mo. Yung nando ka sa direction na sa diretso ulit tayo. Huwag tayong liliko-liko.
So parang pag-isipan nila yung gagawin nila bago gumawa.
Oo, tapos yung kung magkamali ka, tama mo. Yun.
Okay.
Kasi normal yun bilang bata ka, yun nga nagiging reckless. Lalo na yung mga peer pressure, diba? Pero sana, sa panahon, merong time na marirealize mo, ay, tama ko na to. Ay, hindi na to tama. Mali na to, mali. Kailangan tama ko na. Hanggat may chance. Kasi pag nawalan ka na ng chance, wala na, hindi mo na mababalik Hindi mo na mababalik yung past. Okay?
Kure, yun lang po. 감사합니다. 너무 감사합니다.
Anyong.
Okay, that's all. Thank you po for your participation. Joesatriani Juanillo.
네, 감사합니다.
tayo. Sumaw.
감사합니다.
안녕하세요. 안녕. 감사합니다. Kamsahamnida. Dapat yung lalabas ka kasi magbabaw ka na. Kamsahamnida. Kamsahamnida. Kamsahamnida.
I'm Louisse Romance.
Hello, my name is Christian Gacosta.
My name is Xander Po.
Francisco Diesta, Katabay Jr.
Hi, my name is Franz J. Rosali.
My name is Marcus Valerio.
My name is Josaiah Franco.
My name is Natividad.
My name is Kazuto Taki.
Death means to me is finally resting in peace.
For me, that is like the game over of life. It's the end of everything. Nobody knows what's after death. So yeah, it's like a black hole.
I think that is a part of life. We need that in our life. We need to let go of someone.
Death mean to me is represent the mysterious between the life and whatever come next.
Death, for me, is we have a limited age or limited time. We don't know when we're gonna die. That is death means to me.
Death means, for me, it is the last stage of life and it is normal. Death is the last day where people goes to heaven, neither hell, I think, because I am a Catholic and yeah, that's it.
For me, that means to me is the ending of someone's life, only leaving behind their legacy and story.
That is, well, to me, as a Christian, that is, it's a process. Like as we died, we either go to heaven or to hell based on what we did on our time on earth. But in a normal point of view, with religion out of the way, that is simply something that we have accepted. It's a part of life. If that is something that we have accepted for generations, because we are mortal beings, and the fact that we are accepted it means that the immortals, someone who can live forever, is simply incomprehensible to humans. What can you do here on earth if you can live forever? Eventually, you run out of things to do, right? In that sense, that it's a peaceful way to end a life. Like in storybooks, there's a beginning and the end. So once upon a time, and then happily ever after. That's death.
Ever after you did.
Yes, death.
Death for me is almost all of the people that I've already interviewed for our group. I also share the same sentiment that death is a part of life. And the thing that interests me the most about death actually is what happens when we die. Like it's a topic that's in my mind ever since I found out like ganon. When I was in 7th grade, I started finding out about existentialism. Oh my god, ito tayo. We're going down that road. At that point in my life, I just kept thinking about like what happens when we die. And I keep getting these existential crises. And it's so, yeah, right? It's always a burning question of mine. Like, what happens when we die? We all don't know when that's gonna happen, of course. It's like one of my morbid interests. Is there actually a heaven? Is there actually these spiritual realms that we go to? Does reincarnation happen? Do we transport into another universe? I don't know, diba? Another possibility is that we just simply don't exist anymore. Our consciousness stops. So, it just piques my curiosity so much. But still, for me, death, it's a serious matter. Like, although it's a part of life, it's still something that's serious because you're gonna leave this world. So, we need to plan for it. Planning for death, though it may sound morbid, you know, a lot of people do it. There are people who buy their caskets already before they die. You even plan your will, diba? So, things about death, like, it's a part of life. We need to plan for it. And I'm also heavily curious on what happens when we die.
If I knew that I only had one life to live, I would bond with my loved ones more.
If I only have 1 year, I'd fulfill all the goals that I have to do. And of course, I have to be good and I have to pay respect on everyone.
I'll do the community service like helping other people, the poor, donate to some charities like that.
I spend my life, my family, my friends, loved ones.
I want to do all of my goals and all of my wanted to do in my life. So if I die, I have achievement to my life.
Firstly, I will do is bond with my family. They were the reason why I'm alive in this world, and bond with my friends, doing my favorite hobbies, and I want to travel to different countries.
What would I do is I would want to probably develop a bucket list and within said year, I want to finish said bucket list. But realistically, without a stable financial support and lack of autonomy, I will realistically only live my life finishing the things I left behind.
Like, go crazy. Go crazy in the sense that I had to take time off from work. Permanent time off. I'm gonna resign and just spend time with my family, my friends, whoever that I know, and as well as eat all the food that I want, play all the games that I want. Because after all, I have only a year left, so might as well spend it all to the fullest. I do not want to die regretting something, you know.
I have a bucket list. If I get the news that I'm gonna die in a year, I'm gonna make all the effort to check every single item in my bucket list. Almost all the things I want to do are there. It's a list that grows by the year. I always add things there, but that's something I want to do before I die. And also, while I do the bucket list, I also want to do it with my family, because they're the people that I appreciate the most, and also my closest friends, because they're the people that I appreciate the most, very dear to me, and I don't want to leave my relationships with them unfulfilled. It may feel unfair to them that I leave them that early or that soon without spending time with them enough. Ayun.
I want to accomplish finishing school, graduating, and yeah.
There's a lot of things, but in general, I just want to be successful and be happy.
I think my dream of being a business owner, a big tycoon.
Grateful wedding to my favorite girlfriend.
I want to accomplish my school and my relationships to my family and to other relationships. I want to accomplish it all before I die.
I want to accomplish my studies as a student, to graduate in college and be successful. I want to be rich.
I want to accomplish is whatever I can to support my family, to bring them support and the financial to live day to day. So at the end of my life, I want to make sure that they are well supported.
To be honest, I do not have a specific something to accomplish. If I were to choose, I would just pick my family, like spend time with my family, friends, and other loved ones. It's the simplest thing that I can do.
I have like a pact with my father that if I'm at the age where I work and I get money, I buy him like a Harley Davidson. And also my mother, it's not really a pact with my mother, but it's a promise in me to buy her a property in a farm. Kasi it's something it's one of her dreams din eh. Be in a remote place, live in there, away from society. Of all the things they've done to raise me and my brothers, that's the least I can do. So I want to accomplish that before I die. And also my brothers, give them everything that I have. Because at the end of the day, it will only end with the three of us. So to show my appreciation for them and my love for them.
Actually, I don't really think about death when I'm doing decisions because wala lang talaga. Hindi ko lang talaga naisip. I guess an example is if I want to ride, for example, a roller coaster, I suddenly think about death. What if it snaps? Yeah, ganon.
So it avoids you from making rash decisions.
Yeah.
Well, thinking about death, of course, with that kind of mindset of me, death is just a game over. I'm kind of scared because anytime I could die or you could die, so I have to be extra cautious.
It doesn't affect me at all because I know that is normal to us people, to us living things. So for me, I'll just enjoy my life. I'll just thank you for the next day that I woke up again.
Taking care of myself and prioritizing matters. So
If I wake up, I'm thankful because I live. But we don't know, and I don't know if I die on my bed or whenever I'll go out, I don't know if I will die because accident is always bound to happen.
It doesn't affect me because I'm always ready.
That affects my daily decisions in the way that I avoid things that shortens my lifespan and do things that improve my lifespan and all things.
At first, that is something that I've had an emotional breakdown, existential crisis since I was grade 8. I was surprised. I wasn't able to comprehend that we are gonna die eventually. Religion is just a belief. We're not exactly sure if heaven and hell really exist. We don't have any proof of that, so I have an existential crisis, and therefore before kind of affected my daily decisions. If I were to have an argument with someone, especially my loved ones, I would instantly regret it. I do not want to die ending that argument. That has affected my daily decisions in the sense that I do not want to die with regrets.
It's a common answer, but it really affects my decisions in a way that it makes me live my life to the fullest. Because every day, even though we're stuck on routines, on schedules, I still remember that every day is a new day. There's always something new in store for me. And even though we're like stuck on like your schedules, your routines, I still find a way to at least make the day enjoyable. Like even though it is enjoyable, like my schedules are enjoyable, but you know, to make the day unique and to make the day something worth living for. Okay, ayun.
One message is for them to live their life to the fullest because, you know, life is short, so do what you want to do.
You shouldn't be scared to death. You should have fun in life and
You shouldn't be scared to death. You should have fun in life.
yeah, just play with, death.
Take care of dirt.
Embrace the complexity, cherish the connection, and cultivate compassion.
For you guys all, before you guys die, I want you all guys to live and be a successful people, and whatever you do it because you don't know when we are gonna going to die.
Just enjoy your life every day, every moment, and every time because you will never know if you're gonna die or you will live your life longer.
I would say for my future generations is I'm sorry and to learn from our mistakes.
Simply live your life to the fullest without regrets. Do not think much about death because that is a long way to go, especially you're young, so far away. So when you're old, that's when you think about death.
We need to focus on developing our planet sustainably because it's unfair for the generations to come. We get to live with a beautiful planet and a habitable one, and they get the after effects of the damage we've done. It's just something that's not fair. Like, let's say that the next generation, our planet is still like this, like still very lush, very full of water. But what about the next generation? It's just not fair because their life, like with the depletion of our Earth, their lifespans will decrease. That affects their life. That affects how they perceive death. Ayun, like to develop our planet sustainably, we get to enjoy the things it offers.
We all must have gone through that phase as a kid when it hit us. Well, people die eventually and mom and dad are people. And I'm a person, so... Oh God! It is simply too much to leave as the only animal that knows its projects and loves. And lifespans are limited, and when the animal is gone, after a while, it'll be as though the animal never was at all. And that is a notion. Too wide and spiky to fit inside the head.
The things we will miss after we're gone. The parties, the birth of human will come to love, or the walks, or the hugs, or the plucky steps in the dark, or species will take it. Homo sapiens? Yeah, right. Homo nihilus, more like. The only animal conscious of its approaching demise, and conscious of the world's approaching demise too.
I suspect you, like me, have run into these people in life who are terribly clever and yet terribly broken because they've looked into the abyss and concluded that on a long enough time scale and in a universe so wild and apparently indifferent, we have no ultimate significance and the point has dropped out of everything for them. But there is a middle way between denial, I'm so important, look at my luxury bags, etc., and despair. There's no point to everything if we all just go off to the dark, etc. Because the world is just as fantastical as it is horrific, and it's just as arbitrary to lose hope as it is to find it.
If everything was forever, would that really change so much? And so God-fearing or not, we have to find some way of making peace with death. For you, it might be religion or some variant of spirituality, and fair enough. Whether we like it or not, we are part of something bigger, an experiment conducted across the entire planet, conducted across all the history called us. Somewhere in the future we're gone, and someone who loves us is remembering us somewhere ahead of that. They are gone and someone who loves them is remembering them.
The interminable rise and fall of generations. How many of us have been and gone down here since we became Homo sapiens? Billions at the very least. To have stubbed one's toe, to have heard a new word and looked it up, to have yelled at the GPS as though it's the GPS's fault you got lost, to have watched another human blowing their nose or picking their teeth or something equally disgusting, and quietly thought to oneself, oh my, I've fallen in love with you, haven't I? Just to have been anything. What a weird honor.
Birth, death, the silly bit in between. If none of it has any significance, if on a cosmic scale, none of it matters. Does that really matter? We won't last forever. But while we're here, what a silly decision it would be to waste our day out in the cosmos, in a world as interesting as this one, with hair as excellent as yours, with all the other talking carbon units around us, who we can hang out with and be fond of, and talk smack to, and keep the abyss well at bay.
And if all that wasn't enough, just in case, in the words of Ursula K. Guin, a human who left us 6 years ago,
When I take you to the valley, you'll see the blue hills on the left and blue hills on the right. The rainbow and the vineyards under the rainbow late in the rainy season.
And maybe you say there it is, that's it.
But I'll say a little farther.
And we'll go on, I hope.
And you'll see the roofs of the little towns and the hillsides yellow with wild oats. A buzzard soaring and the woman singing by the shadows of a creek in the dry season.
And maybe say, let's stop here. This is it.
But I'll say a little farther up yet.
And we'll go on and you'll hear the quail calling on the mountain by the springs of the river, and looking back, you'll see the river running downward through the wild hills behind, below.
And you'll say, isn't that the valley?
And all I will be able to say is, drink this water spring, rest here a while.
We have a long way yet to go.
And I can't go without you.